We're here with another battle report for Tier 1 games for Star Wars Armada. We got Rebels versus Imperials. We'll walk through the Rebel fleet real quick. What do you got?
Flagship is the Mon Caron MC-80 battlecruiser. Also my objective ship for the advanced gunnery objective, so it'll be shooting twice out of the same arc at the same target, which is pretty big.
Broken.
Garm Bel Iblis is my admiral.
Okay.
So he says at the start of the first round and the fifth round, each friendly ship may gain a number of command tokens equal to its command value. So you already see command tokens assigned to each of my ships. The Mon Caron has a concentrate fire, a navigate, and a repair. My other ship, the Assault Frigate Mark IIA, which is the Gallant Haven, has several command tokens already assigned as well. Squadron, activation, concentrate fire, and repair. Then down at my third ship is a Corellian Corvette, Corvette B. Dodonna's Pride is the title on it. So we're looking at 300 points worth of large ships, and then 92 points of squadrons to round out my crew at 392 points. We have 2 generic X-Wings, Biggs, Wedge, and Harrison Dula.
Alright, 3 of the named terrorist leaders. Alright.
Freedom fighters. Freedom fighters.
Terrorists. Alright, on the Imperial side, we have Boba Fett, Dengar, a couple of Decimators, IG-88. Our Admiral is Tarkin, and then we have him in a ISD-2 with Gunnery Team, Wolf, Yularen, heavy turbo lasers and leading shots, and then an Interdictor combat refit with Engineering Team and the tractor beams. So we'll be back at the end of turn 1. Alright, end of turn 1, no shots fired, basically just a whole lot of movement. So Rebel Scum moved up with their ships here. All his squadrons are kind of hiding behind the assault frigate.
You know, I didn't go over my upgrade cards. There is a purpose to that. So we'll hit that real quick if you don't mind, since we didn't talk about it before. The reason the squadrons are behind the Gallant Haven over here is because of its game text. Before a friendly squadron at distance 1 suffers damage from an attack, reduce the total damage by 1. So effectively countermeasures for all my squadrons within 1 of the Gallant Haven. It also has an expanded hangar bay, so its squadron becomes increased to squadron value 4, which is pretty big if I'm activating squadrons out of the squadron phase. And then it has cluster bombs, which can go off and damage the squadron that attacks it. So those Decimators are in big trouble.
Nah, Decimators aren't going to attack that.
The other upgrades I was going to go over were the Intel Officer and leading shots on the Mon Caron, as well as Spinal Armament and the X-17 turbo lasers. So it's armed to the teeth.
Okay, yeah, other than that, really just a whole lot of maneuvers, no shots yet, so should be some action here at the end of turn 2.
Hey, you listed lazily to the left. That's
I did.
That's some maneuvers there.
That's a maneuver. Alright, end of turn 2. We got a nice big mess going on in the middle here. Basically, yeah, everything just moved to the center here. A little bit of damage on the shields of the ISD. A lot of damage on the Interdictor. It's taking a couple of hull points and some shields down, and we're whittling away on the shields of both of the big ships. You might notice there was a Corvette here at one point, but it just got one-shotted by the Interdictor. And then we've done a little bit of damage to Biggs, and we're coming up on turn 3, so there should be a whole lot of action at the end of this turn. Alright, we're back at the end of turn 3. It was a very bloody turn. The Imperials had some hot dice. The ISD ended up putting a 7 hull on the Mon Cal ship, putting 5 of 6 on the assault frigate as well. The Rebel fighters swarmed around the ISD a little bit, knocked off a bunch of shields. The Interdictor ended up killing the Mon Cal and then repairing a bunch of its hull damage and brought some shields up. And then basically most of our fighters are trying to plink off that last hull point on the assault frigate and slowly working on the Rebel fighters. I think we've got Biggs. Is that Biggs? Yeah, it's Biggs down to 1 damage. So we're going into turn 4, and we'll be back at the end of that. Alright, we are done with the game here, so partway through turn 4, so the Rebel assault frigate moved up, did a little bit of damage, put some damage on Boba Fett as well. But then Boba Fett activated, reduced some shields on it, and then the ISD went and rolled a hit or accuracy on every single die, which took out the assault frigate since it was on its last hull point. And then game ends immediately, so no chance to clean up any of the rebel fighters or anything. We did kill Biggs as well with the ISD, so one named terrorist dead. And that is it after 4 turns. So just some really hot dice rolling on the Imperial side, and then some not so hot rolling on the Rebel side. We'll be back in another game.